I'm wondering if there are certain areas within the claims process where you are seeing benefits to automation. I think, Darren, you may have mentioned something about paperwork, that sort of thing. So I'll start with you first on that question. And what have been some of the greatest savings, whether it's time or capturing information or, file sharing, that sort of thing?
Yeah, Tricia, I really think it's all of the above. I mean, the time savings on a number of initiatives that we've employed have been dramatic. The Claimatic tool is amazing for us, and we can go into that a little bit later. But the time savings, the accurate information, kind of reducing human error is another piece to it. Better communications with our customers as well as internally. And I think also just better reporting capabilities were some of the few things that we're recognizing, but they're being recognized on a pretty large scale.
Mm-hmm. Tori, anything that you want to add to that in terms of areas where you're seeing some benefits to automation?
Across the board, really. I mean, I think virtual estimating is such a low-hanging fruit because there's a lot of key players that are moving fast. I think the one note that I would want to call out from a business perspective is getting first notice of loss right. First notice of loss is the moment of truth for our members, and it's our opportunity to set the foundation for what will be a compliant claim. So how much data can we secure? How fast can we do it? And how can we establish the truth and the transparency required between ourselves and our members to keep the claim running in that touchless digital channel? It really is the moment of truth and sets the foundation for a touchless claim. And so I would say all in all, from an experience perspective, we can't make enough investments in that first notice of loss. And at the end of the day, one of the things that we want to say is, our claim cycle time in our target state will be measured in seconds, where first notice of loss is the only communication that the member has to have with USAA because we've taken care of everything at the time that they reported their claim.
Wow, that will really change the claims process then significantly. Jackie, anything that you want to add in terms of areas where you're seeing some benefits of automation?
Yeah, so I'll just echo what Tori said. That FNOL process is so important. And so whether the loss report's being taken by one of our employees or one of our agents, the better that we can capture that key data, the better we can transition it to the right adjuster to handle that case. And, it decreases our cycle time. It increases customer satisfaction. Inside the claims process, we also have alerts that fire to the handler. When the claim meets certain criteria, they may warrant additional investigation. So, for example, when a VIN edit fails, if there's prior SIU involvement, there's multiple insurance policies, automations like that help us to bring the adjuster into the file to identify areas of possible concern. And the outcome of that additional investigation can help us with things like indemnity accuracy, fraud detection, and a more robust investigation. So we're continuing to make investments in enhancements like that, and also supplementing those areas by leveraging additional internal and external data. Settlement payments, electronic payments, something that we've introduced and are looking to expand. That helps save us time in resolving the claim. If we get customer preferences about how they want to be paid as early on in the claim as possible, whether that's FNOL or whether that's in the course of the liability investigation, it really helps us and our material damage team to make those payments faster once the damages have been assessed.
Okay, great. Tim, was there anything that you wanted to add to the discussion from your perspective?
No, it's funny that everybody started talking about FNOL because Jackie and I were having this discussion with a CPCU chapter just last week. I'll provide a little bit more of the business case. So the challenge historically that we've seen with FNOL is it's the cheapest part of our claims operation. It's the call center team that are making, depending on where you are in the country, $8 or $9 an hour or $13 an hour. But everything downstream of that is more expensive. And so we've all got a combined ratio we've already got to manage to. But if we say, hey, we've got to invest more money in our cheapest resource, where do we offset those cost savings, or where do we see that in an NPS improvement or customer churn reduction or things of that nature? So the challenge has been establishing the business case for how do we investigate or invest in F&OL, and how do we do it appropriately in order to still make our margins work. But they're absolutely right. I think obviously there's a number of opportunities to improve the claims process between insured communication, F&OL, triage assignment, salvage, lien release, title release, and then as they mentioned too, payments, obviously, because I love Rob Thomas's comment the other day where he says, if we demonstrate to an insured that we can text message with them, but then we send them a paper check 15 days later, we've impressed them just to disappoint them. And so I think all of those things are crucial.